like with Adventure Canada, people from all walks of life. It is, both poles are very special, and I've traveled to 146 countries. I've done every continent, and the two polar regions are probably in the top 2-3 places I've ever been. And it's places that, even being Canadian, taking 1,200 pictures of ice. Now seriously. And I thought, my dad had brought a disposable camera, and after the first day, he's like, I'm out. I said, why'd you bring it? Because he says, how would I have known that it would be this beautiful? But it's also about meeting people, right? It's about meeting people from a different place, sharing stories in this incredible place. So let's talk about the facts of when to go. You know, it is the southern tip of South America, the most southern city in the world, called Ushuaia. And it takes about 2 days. So, you know, it is here, 2 days, but it is called the Drake Passage. Some captains call it Dread to Drake, but it could be calm, it could be a bit rough because we have 2 oceans, whereas with our Arctic, I didn't really get anything. Matt, are you gone?
I'm here.
There's not really, apart from when we crossed over to Greenland, you know, it was in the end of July, August. I mean, we got a little choppy at first, but nothing like the passage.
No,
So,
we don't have the same currents.
Not the same currents, exactly, so. But anyways, you do start in Ushuaia, and they call it Fin del Mundo, at the bottom of the world, and here we are ready to go. So, again, there's 8 members in the expedition teams, depending on which product we're using. So they're on board giving you lectures. It's actually going to look like you're on a live, like in class, but the best part is that these are experts. So there's ornithologists, glaciologists on board, marine biologists, meteorologists, anything finishing with "ist." Seriously, I was like attending these seminars, and then you arrive and you see this, like the Arctic. I did the Antarctic first, and then the Arctic in the same year, and I'm like, wow, look at that. You know, like it's not like being on the lake up in Quebec here, saying, you know, in the spring when you see these giant, and then again, it is like going to a different planet when you're sailing through, and then getting off the first time. So, you know, summer lasts again late November, starting right now to mid-March, and we had 14 degrees. For a day and a half. Now, whether that's good or not, you know, the planet's changing. But it is interesting to say that it's going to be, it was 14 degrees in January when it was, you know, maybe minus 25 here. So it was pretty different, right, to be in no jacket in Antarctica mid-January. So, what else do we have? Oh, let me just go back. So, late November, the facts when to go. Pristine for best time to see massive icebergs. Feels more like an expedition. The penguins abound in they're nesting their eggs. So here we have some orcas. We have some gentoos on the side there. But again, similar to map shots of what we were seeing with the giant icebergs, and so pretty fantastic to see the colors. And how do you get tired of that? And what I found amazing is on one of the nights, the captain actually had bought us a scotch, and we had a drink, and he goes, "Here's a toast to you." It was near the end of the trip, and he said, "Here's to the oldest drink you'll have in your life, 25-year-old scotch with 25-million-year-old ice." So I was like, "Don't want to drink this, want to save it," right? Because again, look at the colors, pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, and again, it's not there anymore. So you look at art, you look at the Eiffel Tower, you look at these museums, and then you see this. Mother Nature has created this, and that's why. How do you get tired of that? You can't. And that's again just amazing colors. Here it's like it's not Belize, but you just feel like diving in, a little bit cooler, but pretty spectacular stuff. And again, when we talk about icebergs, you wonder. You know, we heard about Titanic and if you've been to Halifax and at the cemetery, but you see here, you know, at 1/10 up over the water, and so you wonder why. How it doesn't look big, but look at the size of it underneath, right? So pretty impressive when you look at that. So the things, these are gentoos. So around that time, late November, December, they're nesting, right? So they're amazing thing about the gentoos is that they're going to be in the rookery all around creating nests. They don't have nests on the snow. They're all on rocks. So the females or males will help build the nest, and they're going to be creating their nest with little pebbles. And they're going to turn around and then steal the pebbles from the nest behind, and then bring to their nest. While they're doing that, behind the other ones are stealing from them. So it's constantly stealing. You feel like stopping and going, you're not progressing anywhere. Nothing. There's no. But even the chin straps. Look at this. They'll go all the way down because they want to go up this this mound and build their nest. Just amazing characters here. So what else do we have? So if we want to look at end of December, early January, this is a lot of action going on here around the colonies. So the chicks are hatching, and so it is, again, when you look at the times of year that you're interested in going. And then here we have the Adelies. So, you know, we're not supposed to get close. You sit there, but the chicks don't know the difference and curious about you as you are about them. Sometimes I want to take your shoelaces off. And you know, some even haven't texted last night telling their parents where they're going to be, so they're getting a little lecture, right? But otherwise, it's pretty remarkable when you think of the movie Happy Feet, of course. So, yeah, so this is the time of year. You get the rock hoppers as well. They're the ones, the punk ones, the punk penguins that come out late at night or to go to the raves. And then you got the macaroni penguins, different species. And you got this penguin. I don't know where he popped in, but it was kind of funny, this shot. I put it in because we had a group of Japanese, about 7 clients that had, you know, lots of cameras and clicking away. I don't think they ever put their camera down the whole trip. And then this guy came out from around the bend, around this rock, you know, like this, and they were clicking, and then all of them at the same time went. It was classic. It was classic to see that. But so also February, March, mammals are out in full force. The whales especially become more curious when we see harp seals, orcas, humpbacks, and minke whales. So here's what we call the pink run, and so lots of action going on. Just again for wildlife, right? Like the Arctic, same thing. Not as variety of wildlife. Plenty of birds, petrels, skuas. As I mentioned, terns, the different varieties. And again, when we get into late January, February, the whales are feeding because they're then going to migrate north up towards